Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. This is definitely a stuff because I'll give it to you this way. Can anyone tell me why no one's paying attention to the important news? I mean, I think it's just been a thing in the cryptocurrency space for the last couple of years where no matter what the topic at hand should be, it never be the news that is spoken. I was trying to rhyme and I couldn't. How do you rhyme with B? The point is, we keep getting fairly crazy significant news just about every single day. And I mean literally, look at the channel for, it's basically been every single day. And for some reason, the news that ends up making into popular news is like, oh, these people are signing a piece of paper. This CEO left, but he didn't left because he's working for this company now. That politician said, what about crypto? And it's like, that's cool. You're missing the big news. So for those of you who just have been blissfully unaware of everything that's been going on within the cryptocurrency space the last couple of forever, we've been getting information about people who are in the cryptocurrency space, who've been buying Bitcoin and also who've been buying Bitcoin ETFs. And the news has been quite staggering. There's nothing to, scoff at. And more so. It should be constantly the most popular news story of the ever, but that's not the way that the cryptocurrency space works. So this news was released, and it was released backwardsly because everyone was talking about something that didn't not matter, but mattered. But there was something that mattered. It did that cutoff thing, but mattered more than the other thing that we were just hearing about. So the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, the BCBS, released a report. What was the report about? Banks' exposure to crypto. For those of you who weren't here 1,500 years ago, we started getting a lot of news around 2017 and 2018 of rumors that banks and companies and institutions were getting into the space. You might remember, if you've been here for a while, a lot of that news was these not surveys, like reports kind of, as to if Bitcoin and crypto were a threat to the traditional financial system. The idea was Bitcoin's market cap is this. Is it a problem for our system? And so and so and so. And the answer was always constantly no. And that shifted quite dramatically in 2020 and 2021 when I believe the US and the UK released reports. Why can I not find that word? Basically describing if Bitcoin continued to get bigger, it would be a huge problem for financial institutions and for world banks. We're even seeing this right now if you follow the other channel, The Modern Investor, for daily cryptocurrency news. We recently had the Central Bank of India and two other countries. I can't remember the name, where basically they said that they have been discussing a ban on Bitcoin and a ban on stable coins because they said if the market continues to increase, if we keep getting more people into the cryptocurrency market, it is going to cause their economy to crack and falter and fall apart. These things are very significant because it shows that we are winning. Our market is doing incredibly well. Prices move up. People get into the market. The more people that do that, and they leave fiat currencies, which are constantly hyperinflating. This is the generalized idea. But the question has always been, so we know that the institutions are here. We know that some banks, wink, have gotten into the cryptocurrency space. But what about central banks? How many central banks are actually in the cryptocurrency space? That's where the report comes in. That's the report that no one was talking about, and it should. The news that we get every single day. Now, I understand, not really, but I get that this news would not be on traditional financial news outlets because they're often centralized and hyper family owned, where they don't want the masses to know that something amazing is happening with Bitcoin and exactly who's accumulating it. Cool, got that part. So, just normalized corruption where you would not want normal people to know that Bitcoin is taking over the world because you and your family who owns the news channel want to make sure that you can buy up all the Bitcoin. Got it. Corruption, clear as day. The other part is within the cryptocurrency space, this doesn't become big news. The big news is always Bitcoin's price go up, Bitcoin price go down, Bitcoin price do this. What Ethereum do? Ethereum move up? No, Ether go down. Altcoin sad day. And that becomes the news for like a couple of weeks until we move back up by 3% and everyone goes, yay, happy again. As opposed to being like, okay, that's cool, well, prices are down. What are these central banks doing? Why are all these institutions buying? What's up with all these pension and all these sovereign funds? For those of you who missed that as well, yeah, don't forget, don't forget it. BlackRock recently told us, this is still relevant news. It happened 2 weeks ago. It is relevant for the next decade. BlackRock told us that they're in active discussions with a number of countries, entire countries, who are looking to buy Bitcoin for their wealth funds. Also did not make popular news when that came out. So the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, I believe they were asking 28 banks, and only 19 of them actually responded. The other ones chose not to respond to their query. These 19 banks reported that they actually have a huge amount of exposure to crypto. The news, for whatever reason, was just reporting, I don't know why, that all these banks are holding XRP, which is true. They're all holding large amounts of XRP. But we knew that from a long time ago because people keep pretending that this news that we keep getting isn't actually relevant and the people forget about it. Yeah, for those of you who missed it, the people from Ripple have been telling us for years that they're actively working with a number of central banks around the world who want to and will be using XRP to make payment settlements. It's just news that we've gotten before. The issue is that currently the SEC is full of corrupt psychopaths who are trying to launch multiple lawsuits against multiple cryptocurrency companies, and Ripple is one of them. They already lost part of the lawsuit in declaring that XRP is not a security. And now the other part, for those of you who missed it, is that the SEC is trying to, I believe they want, what is it? I think $2 or $3 billion, not a fake number, $2 or $3 billion in damages. And I think Ripple was like, no, you can have 10 million and just please go away. So when Ripple is done with the lawsuit from the SEC, which has been fraudulent from the get-go, they plan on going public within the United States, and they've already said that multiple banks within the U.S. already want to use XRP. But besides the U.S. of A., the rest of the world, other countries have already regulated, and those banks have already been buying up XRP. That's just been something in the news for a while, but people keep pretending that it's not a thing because, Bitcoin price go down by 4%. The other part is that the XRP exposure by these banks is, and I say this lightly, is only 2%. 2% exposure to XRP. What are the other? Yeah, you guessed it. These banks have an egregious amount of exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, what? That's crazy. It actually makes up more than 50-something% of their portfolio is Bitcoin and Ether. The other coins are XRP, Litecoin, Cardano. I forgot there's one more other significant coin. But also the fact that we know for a fact that 19 world banks are holding Cardano, Litecoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a surprise, right? Why would they be holding the biggest asset on the planet right now? Yeah, their exposure to crypto is just well above 10 billion US dollars worth of crypto. So one of the things that's always stuck out to me was, as a central bank, your job is basically to secure the strength of the currency that you're backing. Euro, yen, peso, peseta, I don't care what words you throw out there. Cool. Your job is to make sure that you increase the strength of it and make sure that inflation goes down to blah, 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 and all these other things. But then you realize at some point, these banks sold off that fiat currency to buy crypto. They sold off the dollar, the euro, the yen to buy XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, showing that there's some level of trust within this new asset class. Did not make popular news. And I perplexed every single day to just simply not understand. Maybe I can't read anymore. I don't know what's happening. But the news that we keep getting every day, I'm going to try and put this into words because I feel like sometimes I don't explain things properly. At our current rate of adoption, Bitcoin by the year 2040, 2050, this is according to all the news, all the analysts, all the price predictions, all the movements, the 2032, the extra halvings, the amount of Bitcoin coming out of the system, the accumulation levels that we're getting from the ETFs. By 2040, 2050, if we stay on this current trajectory, Bitcoin will be not only the biggest asset on the planet, it'll basically be the entire monetary system. I have no time to sit here and convince you. Please watch the other 3,000 videos that I've made. That's not a fake number. Between this channel and the other one, I've made over 3,000. You understand how many 3,000 videos? You understand that number? Every single day, we can't keep getting news like this. And the only people who are really paying attention are like the hyper wealthy people. You cannot hear that central banks are holding these coins and accumulating more and more every single day. For those of you who just missed the news yesterday, please go watch the video. These ETF issuers are now holding in less than, 4 months. They're holding almost 1 million Bitcoin. What happens in another 4 months? What happens 4 months after that? How much Bitcoin do they have? And that's just within the actual ETFs. All this other accumulation that we're seeing behind the scenes, the only reason why we have this, me, you, us, we, why we have these numbers is because the banking committee was like, we need to know exactly how much Bitcoin these banks have. If they never proposed that question, we would have never had these numbers. We would have been unaware of a $10 billion exposure to these assets. Do you understand that? Now, think of all the other countries and companies and the banks who chose not to respond. How much Bitcoin and crypto do they have? How many other nations who aren't in discussions with BlackRock have already been buying for a number of years? Family offices have been buying for long. Keeping in mind, all this buying was taking place before the actual ETFs. There are tons of people who prefer spot Bitcoin, the actual physical Bitcoin on a crypto exchange, because they want it that way. Remember when we had news years ago? That there are literal wealthy people who are buying up tons of Bitcoin, and they are putting their Bitcoin in hollowed out mountains. It sounds like something from a TV show. You can try and find the news. They're like layers, like metal doors of metal doors of metal doors of metal doors to hide their Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin? You know what? How much Bitcoin do you need to have to put it into a mountain? Because most people, they'll choose a safe or something like that. The levels that we're seeing, it is abundantly clear to me. I'm not sure if everyone else has gotten there yet. Bitcoin has won. When you hear that world leaders and governments and central banks are buying up these coins, these assets, have allocations of them, it's clear that we've won. The next part is just prices going higher because people only care about prices. I get it, prices. I get it, prices are important. But when you don't pay attention, when prices go down over the course of a 2-year period during the bear market, and no one's paying attention to all the good news that we keep getting, because prices go down, I can't buy. But what if price go lower? And then the prices go higher. Also, shout out to all the people. I wrote on Twitter a day or two ago, hope everybody bought the dip. And I saw a bunch of people who were like, yep, definitely bought. And people were like writing like the price that they got in and stuff. And I was like, awesome. Like, I'm genuinely incredibly happy for you because you paid attention. So as I always say, when we hit a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 Bitcoin, when we get to $1 million Bitcoin, I want you to remember that you heard on YouTube that central banks who decided to respond said that they have billions of dollars allocated into crypto. So tomorrow, when we get even crazier news, I want you to also pay attention to that one as well, because, supply crunch, not a lot of Bitcoin left. You can't buy almost 1 million Bitcoin in 128 days and prices stay low forever. It's literally mathematically impossible. They're buying up all the Bitcoin that there is right under your nose. And even crazier, the fact that more people in crypto aren't talking about this news, that this just isn't like popular or big news, and no one's telling anyone else, and people forget the amount of Solana great, dog with hat, meme coin news is disgusting, because it is every day we get this news. Every day. You know what the winner is. You keep lying to yourself. For whatever reason, everyone, sure, why not? Well, yeah, methinks that's going to do it for this video. Hope you got something from it. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. For those of you who want to read the article, it will be in the description below. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.